What's going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as the S&P 500 if we have time. Specifically in today's video, we're going to be continuing our countdown. Now is day 5 of, left in the movement to the middle of December. As we know, we've discussed on the channel that we are seeing about approximately, or what was, a week left of consolidation inside our, ascending and symmetrical triangles, which would lead to filling the gap and potentially seeing a massive break in the direction of cryptocurrency. Whether or not that's a bullish break to the upside or a bearish break to the downside, it doesn't necessarily matter. Obviously, we'd like to see a bullish break above 20,000 on Bitcoin and to $1 on XRP. But even if we see a correction back down to lower levels, it is a huge opportunity to short the market and make a ton of money. So if any of that sounds interesting, definitely make sure to watch the video to the end. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button as it does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to turn on post notifications and follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns related to the market, S&P 500, or really anything at that, you could just DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so the past couple of videos you can see on the channel right now, we've pretty much been discussing, for the most part, how there's like a second wave coming or approaching for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin, for XRP, for Ethereum, for all these cryptocurrencies we talk about. And we've noticed that as we've been consolidating, we've noticed this consolidation pattern. We've kind of grasped onto that actually. So you can see how we started with, figuring out that there is some sort of pattern forming, and now we're pretty much just tracking it and waiting for the breakout to erupt. And you can see how we started yesterday or 2 days ago at the 7 days price prediction. Now we're at 6 days, and we're going to continue to count this down. Now we're going to get closer to 1 to 2 days left, and we might see some changes in the market theory. And what we have to do is slightly adjust. When we end on the 1 day, we might just see that there could be just, a couple more hours or a day left in the consolidation pattern for crypto, or we might pump before then. That's the point of today's episode, is kind of find where exactly this point is going to come across and then how we should react to the market. So looking at the charts right now, you can see current coin market cap is once again down. We're pretty much consolidating. Yes, 7 days average is looking to be fairly bearish at about 9%. But for the 24-hour price movement, we're pretty much just stagnant, trading sideways, and most of the coins are pretty much not moving anywhere except for XRP, which is up about 3%. But you'll notice it pretty much has been just a downwards trend since, which is something we have to consider. I've been sharing on Patreon my thoughts and my theories in regards to what could be, us entering a bear market. But just giving further look, we do want to consider the other options. So here's kind of where my head sits. I do have Bitcoin pulled up on BitYard. I know this is new to some of you guys. I don't really, track or, or do analysis on BitYard with Bitcoin, but today is a little special, so I want to do so. So you can see on the daily charts for Bitcoin to Tether, you can see how I do have this uptrend. This is the daily. Notice that we managed to break through, 3 key support areas: the 5, 10, and 20-day moving averages, and we've actually managed to consolidate lower. So we do have this clear uptrend. This is an obvious uptrend. I don't really need much clarification. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, now 4 points of contact, which pretty much showed this is a key support area for Bitcoin specifically. Now, really what the last thing we need to discuss is whether or not this is going to hold. Is this key area of support going to hold? Normally, how the price reacts is when we hit this bottom support, we tend to break bullish from here, which we've done numerous occasions. So we're really looking for another pump back to the upside, back above these moving averages. There's a good chance we're probably going to do that. Understand that we do have trigger, buy-ins, that if we see the coin actually manage to close the candle below, the $18,000 support that we have made with this uptrend, there's a very valid chance we could enter a bear market and correct back down to 17,000, retest the 40-day moving average, and we could easily correct lower from that. I'm now pulling up the weekly, and you can see what it is I'm referring to. So when we look at here, you can see we're pretty much just at the cusp of a 5-day moving average. And if we break through this uptrend, it is only primed to correct back down to the moving average closer to 15,000. So we could see a pretty nasty correction back to the downside. I'm just playing the devil's advocate in market trends like this. If we manage to break this weekly uptrend here and this uptrend that we have drawn on the daily, there's a very valid chance we could pump all the way back down to $15,000. It is very, very, very plausible. So we really have to spend a good close analysis and discuss and see if the coin is going to break below here or it's going to bounce off of this. Either way, it's either going to be a nice buy-in for a bear short or a long. For those of you that don't know what Bityard is or are not familiar with Bityard, basically it's the website that I use to leverage trade cryptocurrencies. I use it to buy long, I use it to sell short, to create stop losses, things like that. We've been fairly profitable over the past couple of days, even though the month just started. We've had about a little over a week of trading, about 10 days of opportunity to make money, and literally with just a few trades, you can really accumulate quite a bit of money if you know how to trade. So I did link Bityard in the description down below. It's extremely easy to create a long, so we could just, figure that if we're going to see what could be a reversal of the sort just like this, based off key points where we've had retesting of this bottom support line. Sorry that this is in the way. Let me move this right there. And then another one right here. And now we have a fourth. There's a very valid, reason that we could see a swing to the upside off of this and ultimately send the price higher. If we do anticipate movement like that, let's see how today's candle closes. It's as easy as, typing in the amount that you would like to leverage. 2,000, we're going to do let's do 25. I feel like that's a comfortable leverage amount. And then type in 2,000. It gives you an opportunity of how much you could type. So it's 5 of 16,000. You can see that's the amount they're leveraging off your money. So with 2,000 in here, you can see the amount that it's going to be leverage trading. And you can see when you buy long, you'll be creating that leverage trade. And if we shoot up, it is granted that you'll make a very, very, very high profitable, margin. But at the likelihood your prediction doesn't, you are going to see it's a very risky thing to leverage trade. You really have to understand that you could see a very, very, very negative, reversal, and you could lose out quite a bit. That's why stop losses come in. So once you create the buy long, you would then create a stop loss. So for example, if we swung things over to our demo account and we decided to test things out, so leverage trading 25 times 2,000, we can pretty much tell that the past multiple events we've had a bottom support, 1 test, 2 test, 3 retestments. This is going to be a 4th. If we decide to break out bullish, you literally type in the 2,000 and we want a margin trade or leverage trade. We're doing this by 25 times leverage. We literally click buy long. This is what I recommend too if you have yet to sign up for Bityard or are a little nervous about trading around with your own money. They offer a demo account with over $100,000. Granted, we've just showed a few simple trades and we're literally made $2,000 in the account, so we're positive. We could just understand that there's a valid opportunity for the coin to start, swinging a little bit higher. Honestly, we could play it a little bit safer. We could do, let's do 25. I don't think it's going to hurt us. Let's do 2,000. If we see a short to the downside, we'll create that stop loss and we'll get out. But we literally buy in, we confirm, boom, now we're open. That's our position. We can click on settings. We can create different stop losses right here. You can see right here. So it's very easy to, create the opportunity. So we know that if we retest, let's say 17, we could do, let's zoom in a little closer. Notice every time we've pretty much retested bottom support here. So let's see, right around, we can do 17. Is 17.7 too low? Let's do 17.7. So settings, what's plus? No, I don't want to do that. 17.7. So stop loss is at 17.7 right there. We have our take profits at 23.98. which is a 300% gain. We confirm this would be a 90% loss at 17.5. So let's increase this up to, or this is at 17. Let me move this up. Hold on. 17.7 is right at, or let's do 18. Stop loss would be at 17,557. This is the amount of money we would lose. We'd lose, 1,800 of the 2,000 or the 25. Of the 2,000 that we leveraged. So it's a 90% loss. So we could set this a little bit higher. We could do like, we did 2,000, or let's do 1,000. We only want to lose 1,000 at a 50% rate. The stop loss would be at 17.8. So that's fairly accurate, actually. I'm going to confirm this. So now we have a stop loss set. So not only did we cover our ass on a reversal to the downside, we would lose a small amount of profit, but there's a valid chance the market could swing back up today and we could pump just a little bit higher and profit off of that to the upside. So that's pretty much just a quick general understanding, a quick tutorial of how to use BitYard. It's fairly easy. You create your stop loss, you create your take profits, and it's literally, there you go. And it's fairly profitable if you can manage the amount of risk and, leverage trade. Obviously, there will be losses. Obviously, there will be profits, but we just have to consider that. Now, I know we went way over the time, so today's probably going to be a little bit longer than we had originally planned, but that's fine, and it's a learning opportunity for us. Lastly, the XRP charts, we're really seeing just the consolidation outside of our support. It doesn't look like we're going to head lower. I mean, that's the thing. Granted, if we do, we are going to short the market. Obviously, we're going to take our profits or whatever. We're going to create that stop loss, and there's a good chance we're going to short the market. But the way things are trending out, we're literally just consolidating on this bottom support. So the market doesn't look like it wants to head lower. It looks like it wants to pump up. Obviously, we know to buy in for a short if we break and close the candle below here. That's why I usually say, depending on how the night ends, then we can figure out what tomorrow's opening will be. But I know, just for demos purposes, that's why I created the long on the BitYard chart. Now moving on to the other cryptos like Ethereum, same thing applies itself with this. Granted, we could wait. We could wait for the end of today, which is in practically 11 hours. We could see whether or not the coin is going to close below here. If we do at any point close below here, we're going to short the market all the way down to 450. There's a very valid chance. So even if my play to the upside doesn't fall through, we'll short this to the downside and capitalize off that run. It's a win-win either way. We're just buying in a little bit early, a little more aggressive trade, and we'll see what happens. But this uptrend holds true. There's also this valid chance, like I've discussed, why we're doing this countdown, and that's because we still have room within the ascending triangle to trend higher. We still have the opportunity of, a bounce up to here and filling in the gap, which ends right around, for Ethereum, December 20th, which is in 10 days, not my 5-day countdown. This Bitcoin ends right around December 17th, which is 7 days of my 5-day countdown. So we're only off about a day or two. You can see we're slightly breaching here, but we may swing up higher, retest, some all-time highs of 2020, and then consolidate out. So that's pretty much where I stand. Same thing goes with Litecoin. Litecoin looks like it's hitting a bottom, obviously. You can see right here, there's a good chance it's going to continue to swing up back, to the upside. So, I mean, we're in some very interesting predicaments. Let's see how the market trends. We'll check back on the profits tomorrow. Otherwise, S&P 500 starting to dip lower. I mean, this is on the daily. I'm waiting because I think we're overbought right now. That we're probably going to dip back down to, bottom support, which would be lovely. Then I'd buy back in. But I'm just waiting for the market to consolidate. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.